The following episode contains strong language, violence, sexual and crude humor, as well as references to drugs and alcohol.
Previously on Masks and Mayhem.
But you don't realize in time that the third one had actually pulled a gun out when suddenly the guy is flying backwards and the gun is on the ground.
Is it the speedster kid?
And right in front of you, breathing really heavy, is a suited up Sonic Boom. And Yaradamo says, it's still early out. We could go out on the town a little bit.
That's true. Let's do that.
Well, that's when Rickard says, there's an event downtown in the park. A bunch of little bands playing around the park. And then we have another moment with Rickard and Ruby getting back to her apartment.
I'm getting some pajamas on.
And all of a sudden you hear Rickard go, "Hey, Ruby." And you turn around, and he's down on one knee.
So what brought you to town?
Should I?
These are the people who I trust.
So, long story short, I'm from what you call outer space.
Oh, me too.
One of my abilities that seems to be unique to me is I have some level of pre- and post-cognition. We fade back into Brock and Megan getting back to the laser hut. And as you're walking up to the door, you hear a zzz, and when you look up, you see what is essentially could be described as octagon shaped that is moving itself at a high speed towards you and then suddenly comes to a complete stop about 10 feet up.
Hey, babe, do you have any idea what that is?
And she looks up and she goes pale white. And some vents open on the side of this thing and begins playing a tone that sounds very similar to what Megan was making earlier. Oh God, they found me.
Who's they?
My people. Brock, we have a bunch more to talk about. Ruby, you turn around and you see Rickard and he's down on one knee.
Alan?
Ruby, I've been waiting a long time to do this. And he reaches behind his back and he pulls out a little box with a ring in it. Ruby.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
He immediately springs to his feet and he picks you up, both hands behind your back, embrace, and lifts you off the ground and spins around with you.
And I kiss him. Yay!
I've just been waiting so long, and I've had this ring for months, and wait. And he goes to actually put the ring on your finger.
Oh, yes.
And you can see that he had propped up his phone to record the moment.
I'm glad you were able to film it.
I knew you'd want a moment like this captured, and I didn't expect to be doing this tonight.
Yeah, it seems a good moment.
Yeah.
Ooh, a pretty ring. I was like, did Bethany help you pick it out?
Bethany absolutely helped me pick this out. I mean, I've been listening over the years about what kind of things you like, but I didn't want to chance it with something like this.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I kissed him again. And I start dragging him to the bedroom.
We fade out from that beautiful, potentially erotic moment, and we fade back into the laser hut where Meg and Brock have just walked back into following the small octagonal device that had shown up and left a message for her.
So, you want to go ahead and fill in the blanks here?
I guess, we haven't really talked a lot about where I've come from, and I guess, so we gotta give him a name, right? I know that we don't speak in, the kind of way that you do. I'm gonna go with frequency doesn't sound right. Frequens. I'm gonna go with frequens.
Sure, I can dig it.
Alright, so the frequens, like I said, we're a bit of an isolationist group. We don't really interface with any of the other galactic powers. Kind of learned over time. We may come into contact, but we never seek it out, and we usually ask them to leave. So what I haven't told you is I'm part of our high religious order.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing that's not the kind of thing you're allowed to just walk away from that.
No, I guess if I was to translate it, we're called the Harmony.
Okay.
And the Harmony requires 10 members that are trained for life at all times. And it's a lifetime appointment. They only have protocols to replace you if you die. And something tells me when I disappeared that was a bit of an alarm bell for them. That's why I was on Cooper City Station. I was trying to mask my life sign with all the different species. And I thought I had been there long enough to be able to make my way to Earth. Once I figured out Earth was where I was heading.
All right, Ben. What's the call?
The message said that they were going to be sending a ship to me to pick me up.
Yeah. What are we doing about that? You actually going on the ship?
I haven't had a vision in a little while, but I have visions that are still unfulfilled. And they have you in them, Brock. And I'm not ready to leave.
Well, let's go ahead and elaborate on those a little bit, because if you're going away, then maybe some of those visions are in the very near future.
I mean, the ones that I have for the most part are snapshots, but it's you and me fighting side by side, and you and me, and I'm looking at you and she looks over at the little museum area, and I see you in the old uniform, and I see just us together, and I see us together older. I haven't figured out yet if these visions are immutable, but so far, what I see is what happens, or what I see has happened. And it can't be that us older is in the past, because that already happened.
I mean, I have a buddy who's a time traveler, so that shit gets wonky, but I digress.
Oh.
This is a bit of a crapshoot. But, do you have any way that maybe you could possibly even have a chance of triggering one of these visions?
No, it's never been something. I've never even been able to figure out any pattern to them. They just come when they come. It's not something that my people have. It's one of the things that even when I found out that I could do it, I tried asking others, and it's an aberration. I don't know how, with the way that they are, how they would react really to finding out more about them.
Well, I gotta be completely honest with you, between your recent visions and my luck, I don't really feel great about this ship that's coming.
I destroyed my ship when I got here, because I didn't want there to be any kind of, again, traceable signature. I don't know how they got to me.
So that gets rid of your escape route if you wanted to try and outrun them.
No, if they're sending the warriors to take me back, they would have faster ships than the civilian ship I had. I'm scared, Brock. What do we do?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Whatever we end up doing, understand it's we, though.
And she takes you in a tight embrace.
I return, kind of mind going a million miles a second, trying to figure out what to do, who to call.
Is there something you're doing tonight?
Brandon the player really doesn't want to fuck up Ruby and Yardak's wonderful evenings. So I'm gonna say that Brock the man's gonna maybe sit on this overnight. Staying up worrying about this all night isn't gonna do any good. And it sounds like you usually have your visions when you're sleeping. So best case scenario, we hit the hay, you have a vision, we can figure things out from there. Worst case scenario, at least in the morning, we're well rested thinking about this shit.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
Alright.
Meg immediately just flops on the bed and passes out nearly right away.
Brock probably sits at the foot of the bed for a while, letting his mind wander wherever it shall before he begrudgingly falls asleep.
And we're fading out of that moment to the next morning. Yardak, tell me what it's like when you're waking up.
We're having the stereotypical, bird singing outside the window. The beam of sunlight is on Yardama's face. And I'm like, oh, he's so cute. And then I get closer. I'm going to give him a little kiss. And I'm like, oh, God, that morning breath.
We have established that your thing is, I think underground, but...
I thought you said we went to an apartment the last time, though.
I thought you went back to your home, but you wake up at this motel on the outskirts of town.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts waking up and he goes, oh, my head, I drank so much last night.
And then I say, lucky for you, you have me. And I wiggle my fingers and I put them right across his forehead and take away his headache.
Thanks, honey. We should probably get out of here, right?
Oh, yeah, God, we slept in. It's already 9:00. Yeah, let's go.
He says, wait, no, I want to do this. Give me your wallet. I'm going to go check out.
So, yeah, I toss him my wallet. I'm like, okay, yeah, you go take care of that. I'll grab up the rest of our stuff.
As Yaradamo is taking off to go pay the bill and check out, and you're gathering stuff up, your cell phone starts ringing, Yardak.
Hello?
Hey, it's Ruth Day.
Oh,
Yardak, buddy.
Ruth, hey, what's up? What's happening?
I've got some stuff. This is kind of a heads up for you, buddy. I need you to let me know. Do you know of any more aliens on Earth?
I trust Ruthie with my life. Yes. Why?
Fuck you, man.
Ruth has your back, bitch. And you know she does.
Okay. Are they threats? Are they...
Oh, no.
You sure?
As far as I'm aware. Why? Dear God, why?
We received some intelligence reports that there is an alien force on its way to Earth, near as far as we can tell, and obviously this can always change on a dime, but it's heading towards Riverside.
It's always this fucking city. Like,
I'm serious. Like, that's why I'm calling you, because the last time there was a connection between you and the invading force. We don't know yet. It's too far away to really tell if it's the same force. I'm assuming...
No, I don't think it would be connected. Last time that was Unibon, and I think we're okay there. The person that I know, they, seem like good people. I have no issues. So I'm not sure, maybe they're coming for them. I haven't heard one way or the other if it's positive or negative, but I don't have any reason to believe it would be a bad thing.
Okay, buddy. So here's why I'm calling. SAS is sending in, they're going balls to the wall. They're sending everything in.
Oh, like who?
All of our active forces. And Peyton, Alice Peyton, the leader of SAS, she spoke with President Ritter this morning. And President Ritter said, quote, do whatever it takes to make it clear that Earth is not to be trifled with.
See, maybe this is why everybody wants to fight us in the first place, because you don't just say hi.
I swear to God, I think my fucking TV show canceled again.
Maybe this force isn't something to be worried about, but after what happened last time, they're at least going to be ready for something to happen instead of reacting.
Okay, let me contact my contacts. I'll get back to you ASAP. Let's not start an interplanetary war. Give me just a bit.
We said hi to my guy, and then he warned us about the other people.
Yeah, when we said hi, they were nice.
I've got your back. Just, be careful, because I don't think they're playing around.
Same. Yeah, just try to keep me in the loop as much as you can. I'll get back to you ASAP, Ruth.
Gotcha, buddy. Talk to you later.
So I click the phone and then immediately dial Lazerhawk. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
So, I just got a call from Ruth. Apparently there are aliens coming towards Earth. I'm assuming that it has something to do with Meg. Do you know anything? Because shit is about to hit the fan.
Oh, good. I'm not fucking up your morning first thing with this. Just come over.
Okay, I just got a call from Ruth. She said the entirety of SAS is making its way here. Potential. They're ready for some shit to go down, and I'm trying not to have shit going down. So, can I tell them to call off the fucking cavalry? Do you know what's going on?
Brother, I got no fucking idea yet. Megan's people are coming to scoop her up. She doesn't seem exactly keen on the idea. Playing it by ear right now. I have no idea what to tell SAS other than I don't think that they're here for the planet.
Okay. Yardam and I are already in town. Let me just wrap up here and I'll be at your place as quick as possible.
Yeah, I guess let your dogs know that this is more of a personal matter.
So as soon as I hang up with him, Yardama walks back in and I'm like, hey, we got a fucking jet. Shit's going down. I'll tell you on the way. And while we leave, I send a text to Ruth. Tell SAS, I think it'll be okay. As far as I know, they don't seem hostile. I'm going to get more information, but as of now, I think things are fine.
Either way, they're coming.
And then I send back a upside down smiley face.
It sounds like you're heading to the laser hut. You're taking Yaradama with you, and you've texted Bruce.
Hey out there, coming to you a little on the early side of the episode for a quick bit of housekeeping. The results of last week's poll are in, and this month's character art is going to be Megan, which feels fitting. So be sure to keep an eye out on our social media later this month for that to go out once we have it commissioned. Also in the pipeline, we've got another article coming out, should be on August 16th, about Aldrechi Society, so you can learn a little bit more about the folks that Ruby's powers hail from. We also have another stream coming up on August 23rd. We're going back to the 80s again with a catch-up with Genie Echo and Animan, this time for a team-up in San Francisco. The live stream will be on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, all at Mayhem Cast. But for now, let's get back to the game.
Since Brock's already up, I guess the first thing I'm doing is calling Rumi. Since Sass already knows about this, I'm gonna assume that Union has questions.
Can I say when you call Ruby is FaceTiming her parents and sister.
Oh, Ruby, that's so great. We're so happy for you and Alan. Well, you gotta come down and visit sometime soon.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe we'll start figuring out, maybe you'll have the wedding down here. Who knows?
I don't know. There's so many things to think about. I guess both our families are in the South.
Yeah. It's no pressure.
And then I'm going to say the first person I called was Bethany. And then I'm talking with my family right now, though.
And now you're seeing an incoming call from Brock.
Oh, hey, someone's calling me, and I need to tell them, too. So I'll talk to you guys later. Can't wait to start planning. I don't know how soon this is going to be. It just happened. I wanted to tell y'all.
Yeah, we love you, too.
Hey, Brock, I've got some news. I've actually got some news.
Yeah, so do I.
Mine seems happier, and I put my left hand up.
Well, now I feel bad. Is Rickard there?
Yep, and I pull Rickard in.
Hey, Brock.
You need to call your boss and let them know that the upcoming alien shit isn't anything they need to worry about right now.
Excuse me?
Ruby, I need you to get to the Hive.
Can I get a congratulations at least?
Congratulations, I'm sorry.
Thanks, I'll be there soon. Give Rickard a peck on the cheek, and I go, isn't their life exciting?
Yeah, and he's pulling on his jacket and stuff and straightening out his tie. I'm gonna go let Lewis know, because this sounds top level shit. And he looks at his phone, he's like, I haven't even gotten any text messages. They haven't said anything. Rickard jumps on his motorcycle and heads out. You're heading to the hut then, sounds like.
Yeah, getting in the van. While I'm walking, I text you, it's like, oh, is Yardak already coming?
Already let him know.
Cool, at least I'll be able to tell someone in person.
And you're on your drive over, Vizual. And suddenly, Brock, back at the laser hut, you're getting a call on your personal phone.
Hello.
Dad?
What's up, kid?
You should look outside.
I look outside.
And what you can see coming down from the sky is these same octagons you saw before. They're maybe 5 feet wide, 5 feet tall, kind of in a circle around the city, kind of just coming down you can't see obviously across the entire city, but you can see they're pretty uniform in their distance around each other, kind of forming a circle around the city.
I was hoping it would be subtle. Why is it never subtle?
And Megan looks out too, and she goes, "These are just sirens. These are announcing the incoming."
I can't say that that's going to make anyone in the city feel better.
Yeah, that's fair. And Carl's still on the phone. And he goes, "Mom and I are driving over to the laser hut. We were already in the area."
You know what? I can't tell if this is the safest or the least safe place imaginable, but fuck it. Swing on through.
And you hear Bev on the line go, "Brock, we're coming anyway."
I understand.
Rachel, that's a question. Did they know about Meg?
I'm well aware that my wife has been dating again. I assume that it's come up in casual conversation between us.
Okay.
She doesn't know any of the juicy details.
Not that particular intergalactic detail, I don't think it's probably come up.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's gonna be tea spilled today, but nowhere near as much as you thought.
And so you get off the phone with Carl, and you see the slats on the side of these octagons. So you see them slide open, and you start hearing that sort of foghorn whale sound frequency just kind of coming in bursts. It goes for 5 seconds and stops for a little bit, and it goes for 5 seconds and it stops for a little bit. And Meg just sighs.
What are they saying?
That they are coming soon to go peacefully and no one will be harmed.
Do you have any way to talk back to them so we can maybe meet somewhere that's not gonna scare the whole fucking city?
Nothing I have access to.
I pull out my phone and in a this is a extreme ditch effort. Fuck it, I give Crafter a call. He could whip something up, I bet.
Brock, kind of in a thing right now. What's up?
Please tell me you have 5 minutes.
Sure.
Robert, there are aliens speaking a language which I do not understand hovering above Riverside. If you could somehow gimmick me up a way to broadcast a signal to them, I think I can figure out the rest. You understand the tech that's here pretty well. you have Cassie to run a lot of the quick calculations for you. Please, Robert. Please.
And you hear him kind of talking with Cassie, like, yeah, okay. Brock, put me on a video call and point me at, the nearest thing.
Boinkity boink.
You see first off that, like, his video is not on.
I'm going to assume he's in the shower or something.
Just plug that in there. He waits for that thing to go through for a few cycles. All right, I am going to be sending you something to the Laser Hut computer. Should potentially give you the ability, at least at the Laser Hut, to do some translation. I don't know if it'll be able to broadcast, or if anything, it's going to broadcast to those things. I don't know if that will go all the way back to the sending point.
It's something, and I appreciate it, Robert.
And you hear, all right, I gotta go now.
Fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you weren't kidding. Thanks, bud. I hang up, and I look at Megan, and I say, so it sounds like we can at least broadcast to those guys, but probably not Mothership.
If we do it right, we might be able to piggyback the signal, though. So she's going to walk over to the computer, and she says, can you log in?
Clickety-clack.
And she loads the program, and you realize that the type of application file it has, you can load it onto your phone.
Okay, well, it's on my phone now. I had to delete Candy Crush for it. I'm kind of sad about that, but...
with it being on your phone, it's not an instantaneous translation.
Okay. And you said that there isn't a way for us to send a message back?
I want you to roll a technology check.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Dude, I just rolled a nat fucking 20. Let's go.
Hey.
If you want the specific number, that's going to be a 30 altogether.
You could potentially send one message, and it's not like an instantaneous. It's going to take some time for that message to reach, out into space.
As long as it gets to them before they start sending people down, that's fine. That's all I need.
What are you saying?
Whatever the translation would be for, please get out of the sky. You're scaring the inhabitants of the planet. We will meet you at insert location where we met Naren Betrus outside of town.
Okay, so that's just basically the highway near the mountains.
You're scaring the locals. We will meet you. Please fly further into our atmosphere now.
All right, and she says, all right, if you wouldn't mind turning around while I record this?
Of course, and I turn around.
And you hear this kind of mechanical foghorn whale sounds that she makes, and then she stops and you hear, all right, sent.
Okay. Just in case I don't get the opportunity to say this again in the future, I just want you to know that your native tongue is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
And she blushes a bit and she says, you don't mean that.
I'm too old to say things I do not mean to people who I care about as much as you, Megan.
Adorable.
She runs her hands through your hair where there's a couple grays you can see now.
A couple?
And it's not too much longer that Ruby and Yardak and Yaradamo arrive. Was any of this in your group chat earlier? Like just the discussion, or was it all phone calls?
I think it was all phone calls.
All right, it's moments later that Pam bursts through the door as well. What the fuck is going on?
Aliens? I think...
Yeah, I kind of gathered that, Ruby.
For what it was worth, I was going to call you and have you meet with us. But I'm happy that you're here now.
Wait, can I say my news before we get all into aliens?
Hang on. If you're gonna do that, you might as well wait until my wife and kid are here. By the way, they're on the way. Can we say that conveniently this is the moment where they show up?
Yeah, they show up as well.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oh, good. Everyone's here. I got engaged last night.
Regardless of anything happening, I go, oh my god, are you kidding me?
No! And I show him my ring.
We're jumping up and down and I'm holding her hands and we're spinning in a circle.
Yay!
Pam goes, gives you a hug. Carl gives you a high five.
Yeah. And I show my ring to Beverly.
And she says, congratulations.
Thank you. I gotta figure out how to hide this while I'm superheroing, huh?
Well, if anyone can do it, it's you, illusionary.
Bev says, zipper pockets.
Smart.
So I always did it. Anyways, before the rest of our day inevitably goes to shit, I just wanted to say congratulations. Rickard's a good one.
Thank you. I like him.
And then Beverly pops in. Okay.
Aliens?
What's going on, Brock? Okay. Aliens. Again.
Different aliens? Right?
Meg, you want to take this one, or should I?
Hi Carl, hi Bev. So, long story short, my people are coming and they want me to go home. Bev full on, like mouth agape. Carl looks between Brock and between Meg. What?
So this was something that was gonna come up with you two eventually, but I wanted to wait until Megan was ready to give the big reveal. However, circumstances per usual have...
It's eventually now?
It's eventually now. They're coming to collect her. It doesn't look like they want anything to do with anything or anyone else on this planet. And, that's where we're at. We are supposed to be meeting with them soon, it sounds like. Where we met Nathan, whatever his name was. Your alien, I point to Ruby.
Your alien.
Naren Petrus.
Yeah, that one.
When you look outside now, you can see the octagons are slowly rising away up into the atmosphere and out of sight.
Good, they got the message.
Good, they know how to listen.
You know, it really is astounding how many major disasters can be avoided by two sides just getting to talk to each other. Man, I hope this is the first time that has ever happened in this city.
Worst comes to worst, I'll drop an anvil on them.
It's gonna take a pretty fucking big anvil, but I like your gumption, kid. Always have.
Pam says, okay, so you're gonna go meet them. That was over on the highway outside of town.
Yes'm.
Should I stay around here in case, something goes down in the city? Should I come with you guys? What do you want?
So here's what I'm thinking. I turn to Megan. Feel free to interject at any time. The two of us are gonna go meet with them. We'll see if we can talk this out. I want all of you nearby just in case.
I mean, we can always go more into the mountains and just not all the way there and just hang out in my van.
That works. I feel like you guys have enough ways to get over there quick enough if shit hits the fan, and I feel like it's going to be one of those situations where you'll be able to tell if shit hits the fan.
I would imagine Bev Carl stays here in the safe hut, away from the aliens.
I would certainly prefer that.
And Bev's kind of kneeling down and she's playing with Cafe and Bodega. Yeah, we'll stay here. We'll take care of these two guys. Keep them calm.
Tell you what, boy. I know that you're already upset that I'm making you stay here. So I might actually have a job for you. I turn to Bev. Nothing dangerous.
And she pops an eyebrow when you say that.
If you can keep an eye on the monitors here. Right now I have it attuned to see if anything is coming from the sky, just to make sure that they're holding up their end of the bargain and they're not sending people anywhere else. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. How would you like to be the guy in the chair?
Yeah, whatever you need. I think I've learned enough from watching you use these that I can help.
I turn to Bev. Is that something you're okay with?
Rock, as long as he's here with me and relatively, this is probably gonna be one of the safe places he can be. So, yeah.
It will be. It's gonna be in lockdown mode.
Okay.
Didn't your last man in the chair almost get murdered here?
Well, yeah, but ideally they're not gonna be coming here at all. As far as I'm aware, these aliens don't have a grudge. If Megan's ex-boyfriend shows up, yeah, we might be fucked.
So Carl is going to stay back in the hut with Bev and the dogs. Pam is going to go with Yardak and Visual Aid in the van, and you're going to head off with Megan for the meet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Are Brock and Meg both riding in the van as well?
Oh, well, I assumed that if some serious shit's about to go down, I'd like to have one last romantic fly around the city with my paramour.
The two of you take off into the sky, roaring across town. Beautiful sunny day in Riverside, although it is June, so it's starting to get pretty hot. The other three heroes get into the Visual van and start making their way through Riverside City, through the north end, over the bridge to downtown.
Did Yaradamo not come with you?
Okay, so Yaradamo, Hornet, and then Yardak and Visual Aid are all in the Visual van.
Sorry, Yardak, you have to listen to Taylor Swift because I'm playing my love playlist and I just got engaged, so...
It's my love playlist, so you can suck it the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah.
I love how you're sitting there, glowing, listening to your romantic playlist, and Brock's currently in the air, flying, thinking to himself, 3 in a row. This is 3 in a row. This is 3 in a fucking row. Divorce, death, and the aliens.
As you're making your way, both parties are making their way over towards the mountains, you can see a couple troop carriers. They don't look particularly familiar to you. They're definitely not Union. They're definitely not Majestic 12. But there's a couple of them just kind of making their way into the downtown area. I say they're actually kind of splitting off. Like one goes in the Centennial, one downtown, one Riverside University.
Well, hang on. If these things are made for parachuting, I might be able to pop in and have a quick conversation and tell them to chill the fuck out.
There's people hanging out of each side, basically.
Citizen, I understand that this has to be rather alarming. However, I would like to inform you that I've actually got this situation handled. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm afraid that the interference of the United States military might actually make the situation worse. I'm not going to tell you gentlemen to stand completely down. I understand that would be foolish. You have your orders. However, I will request that you maybe give me a chance first.
One of the guys pulls out a bullhorn and says, Lazerhawk, as part of the Supervillain Assault Specialty Squad, we are under orders from President Abby Ritter to station ourselves within Riverside City as a preparation for any potential assault.
One moment. Fly over and I go on my intercom system. I thought I told you to tell Ruth to chill the fuck out.
I did, but I can't. It's not like she controls SAS.
Fucking call her again. This isn't gonna help.
Okay, I get Ruth on the phone. Ruth, I thought you were gonna try to calm them down. What the fuck? This is gonna cause issues. I mean, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the situation.
Yardak, thought I was really clear. Like, they were coming. They're not attacking first, but they're gonna be there. Like, they're ready.
Okay, so when has a pseudo-military installation done any kind of help in a situation like this?
Listen, the president has determined that if these things attack us, they want to be ready to hit back.
And fuck it. I go, hi, Ruth.
Hi, Vizual.
Hi, Ruth. I got engaged.
Wait, what did you say?
The exact same thing you just said.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Sorry it had to be today.
It was actually last night, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Remember when I had more jobs?
Is this less stressful? It doesn't seem like it is.
It was till today. I feel like people are mad at me.
We're pretty sure we have it under control.
I peel off and keep going.
And so you see these troop carriers basically kind of landing in every, one in each of the major sections of town.
Oh, let's hope that your friends don't get the wrong idea off that.
If they're listening to your message, they're not going to be downtown at all.
Yeah, well, I don't know how your surveillance shit works, dude. Yeah, I don't know if they're monitoring the whole city. I don't know
if they don't know anything about Earth, maybe they're just like, they have a lot of military people around all the time.
Well, I mean, we kind of do.
And then you guys are able to get to the outskirts of town. It's going to take a little while then for the rest of the van crew to get there. And you see they're going to kind of try to hide out a little ways down.
Mm-hmm.
Visual, let's have you roll a stealth check.
I rolled a 12, and I have a 12, so 24.
Lazerhawk, you and Meg land on the outskirts of the Chakotay Mountains. And you're in this kind of clearing where, again, you had met Naren Betrus. You can even see marks where his meteor had come down and crashed into the ground.
You know how long we got until your friends touch down?
I don't have a way of knowing for sure, but based on when they sent the sirens, probably any minute now. Assuming that they were listening to your message.
It's probably a bit soon, but given the circumstances, I just wanted to say that my time spent with you has been the happiest I've been in a very long time. I was afraid to feel the way I felt about you. If today ends well, then you'd have helped prove a lot of my most aggressive self-doubts wrong, and I love you.
She smiles and says, I love you too, Brock.
Let's get through this.
And it's just a few moments later, and the team in the visual van have just kind of nestled themselves into some trees when you see 3 ships coming down from the sky. Not nearly as big as anything you had seen in the previous encounter with Unibon and his troops. These look like the size of a small jet plane. They've got 2 bursting engines on the side. Essentially look like an elongated version of that octagonal prism that we saw earlier, but with engines on the side of them as well. And so these 3 ships kind of land in a triangle formation, with one of the points of that triangle being directly in front of you. And you see the front of it kind of open, slat-like when that message came out. except with how big these ones are, it's big enough for people to walk through. And you see these 3 bipedal creatures kind of coming out. You've seen Megan transform a little bit, but you can tell by kind of their pale green look and the shape of their mouth, everything, that this is most likely what Megan looks like in her natural form. They've kind of almost got like a metal grating to their mouth look. Their eyes are long and vertical, walking on essentially like 2 tentacles. Same for their arms, but with the fingers at the end. So they're very almost octopus-like. In the van, you all are close enough that you can kind of see this from a distance, but you're not able to make out details.
Well, I hope they're not making out. We're in the middle of some shit.
They start to make that kind of foghorn whale sound towards Megan, and she does the same back towards them. She steps forward and she puts out one of her hands, and they put out one of their hands and sort of clasp kind of wraps around her hand for a few moments, and then it unclasps and she takes a step back.
Darling?
And you see the mouth kind of transform from that kind of grill look to it to more of a traditional human mouth.
Darling, gonna need you to translate some shit for me.
She will not have to any longer, this leader one says to you.
Elaborate? Oh, because you can talk now. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. She has given me access to your language faculties.
Forgive me, I thought that was a much more threatening sentence than it turns out to be. You gotta understand that me and mine, especially around here, don't really have the best experience with, and I gesture out there.
Hey, I'm one of your best friends.
You're from here, shut up.
I could see how such a limited species could feel threatened.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know anything about Unibon, but we had to deal with him not that long ago. I'd appreciate it if you not patronize us.
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
I'm assuming that he's a big enough name to where that's gonna get this guy to shut his tentacle.
And he pops an eyebrow when you say that.
So again, forgive me for being a little defensive right now. That has been our only major interaction with anything out there.
And I would say that this is, of course, none of your concern, Earthling. We are terribly sorry to make you defensive or afraid.
Well,
if she would be willing to just enter to the ship, we will be on our way.
See, now, there's a little bit of a problem with what you just said. Everyone else on the planet, that might be true of, but I actually have a very vested interest in what happens to this one. So, whatever she would like to happen is what I would like to happen. You feel?
And he looks towards her and seems like he's searching for the words. Is this one a pet of yours?
If I'm lucky.
Hey!
No, we are bonded. Both the leader as well as the 2 that were flanking him look taken aback by this. What do you mean, bonded with an outsider? And she just says exactly what it means. You cannot be bonded with an outsider. You must come home and rejoin the harmony. You would leave us crippled without it.
I see this as an opportunity to make some new traditions.
Mind your tongue, primate.
No reason to be throwing names around, bud.
You're coming with us now. And she looks at you, Rocket, and she just looks scared.
I stand in front of Megan and I go, you know, bud, I'm starting to get the impression that maybe she shouldn't be going with you.
It's not a question of choice, it is a question of duty.
Well, I know a thing or two about duty. And if there's one thing I know about duty, it's that it doesn't take choice away. There's always a choice.
And he looks past you towards Megan and goes, you would damn your brethren and your sisters? I think not. And he goes to move you out of the way, Brock.
Fuck it, dude. I shoved the guy. Back the fuck off, bud.
He's going to reach forward and he kind of wraps a tentacle around your arm and you can feel a great amount of strength behind it.
I use that strength, him pulling me toward him, as momentum to headbutt him in the fucking nose.
Okay, since his arm's wrapped around you and we're not in initiative yet, I'll roll that. What's the DC on,
Taser Fist, DC 25, baby.
DC 25. Boom, you crack into him, and there's a bit of a give because he's a little less than solid, but he does appear to be a little injured. And what are the rest of you doing when this happens?
In the car, you can, whoever has the good enough hearing from that distance can hear me go, yeah!
You do that?
Yeah, watching him do that, he's getting disrespected and he's gonna stick up for himself. Hell yeah, Brock.
Immediately blow your cover. I respect it.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up!
The couple that are out of the vehicle look over towards your van then.
The van disappears.
All right.
I have to guy use a hero point to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are carrying over the ones from last time.
So I have 2 now.
Right, so you had 3, now you're down to 2. Yardak is at 2, and Lazerhawk is at 2.
Okay,
What's the DC on your illusions?
my DC's 20.
So they look towards you, and they immediately kind of go into a defensive stance when they lose sight of you. Yardak, Pam punches you in the shoulder and says, what the fuck was that?
Quiet.
I'm sorry, I got excited.
So it sounds like the rest of y'all are not joining in combat then. Lazerhawk, roll initiative.
I want to see Megan kick ass to save her boyfriend.
So I'm gonna say my illusion, I made the van and me invisible. So I would like to try and leave the van and move. And join initiative, though.
Okay, that's going to get more complicated then. You're going to need to use another hero point, because now you're trying to maintain the illusion of both yourself and the van independently of you.
Okay, well, fuck it, I have a bunch. So then I would go down to 1 hero point.
Yeah. All right, and Lazerhawk, what is your initiative? And Visual Aid, if you want to roll one as well.
17. I rolled a fucking 3.
I rolled a 3 too. My initiative, this will be 15.
Meg.
I say to the people in the van, I'm going to try and see if I can do anything without them seeing me quite yet.
I'm waiting for my turn to strike.
Starting off, we are going to go with the leader that you had just attacked, Lazerhawk. He let go of you with his tentacle when you headbutted him.
Good.
And he pulls a very high-tech looking spear out from behind him, and kind of like, as he's pulling it out, it kind of extends.
Don't love that.
He goes to attack you with it.
Don't love that.
Does a 23 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, so roll a toughness check.
19.
This guy slashes you across your chest, like shoulder to shoulder. And you're going to take a -1, 2 toughness checks, as well as you're dazed.
Fuck.
And so the leader then kind of flanks over to the side, like kind of getting out of your fist range.
Mm-hmm.
A little closer to Meg now.
Don't love that.
There's the 2 that were flanking him, and one of them goes to use their spear against you as well. Yeah, 27 hits.
Yeah.
Alright, so roll another toughness check.
That was a nat 1, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use another hero point. Anyways, this one's a 23.
23, so you're going to take another -1.
Fuck me.
Good thing you got those hero points, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm gonna fucking need him.
And then the other one goes to kind of put a hand out towards you, and you're going to need to make a will save.
Oh, gee, whatever, fella. Oh, gee, fucking whiz, 18?
Yeah, so you are going to take a -2 on future rolls. Not your defense roll specifically, but like checks. So basically, you feel an overwhelming sense of dread and fear all of a sudden.
How's that any different than any other time?
Yeah, but in a way that causes you to hesitate in your actions as opposed to jump into them.
Yeah, fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, and you can tell, like, you can feel a mental connection for a moment between him and you. And then you see 2 more of the guys who had just gone after you, like, coming out of the 2 flanking ships. Like, these kind of lieutenant characters. And then from there, you see about 16 kind of smaller, kind of grunt-looking guys. These ones actually have some kind of, like, laser guns, though. And now it's Meg's turn, and she's going to reach out and touch you, Lazerhawk. She is going to negate that fear feeling, so that the circumstance penalty goes away.
Thank you.
So it's your turn, Lazerhawk, and you did say before you want to use one of your hero points to negate the daze.
Yep.
Alright, so that just leaves you with the -2 penalty on damage checks. What are you doing with your turn?
Which one of these ships has the biggest cluster of assholes?
The two side ships let out 8 each of these grunt-looking dudes and 1 each of the lieutenants. So they're kind of piled up a bit.
So hypothetically, if I were to spend another hero point, which would whittle me down to 1,
Okay.
would I be able to chuck double plasma grenades?
Yeah.
Hell fucking yeah, brother. 23.
Okay, and what's the DC on those?
DC on both of them is going to be 18. Don't love that, but okay. 26. And then obviously same DC.
You throw these 2 grenades out, sending these guys scattering. Most of them kind of jump out of the way. A few of them are caught in the blast, but don't appear to be grievously injured. The only one that really seems to take one like directly to the face is one of the 4 lieutenants.
This is the last time. I'm gonna ask nicely. Go the fuck home.
And the leader looks at you and goes, "We cannot abide that. We require her to rejoin the Harmony."
Meg, where do you stand on it?
I don't know. I'm with you.
I'm with you. You stay, we stay. You go, we go.
All right, visual aid, it's your turn then.
Okay, how many of them are there?
So in total, there are 21. I would say, though, with how far away you were in the van, you would have to use double movement to get to them. If you're trying to also attack, you could do a charge attack where you move and then attack with a -2 penalty.
I was hoping, because I don't want to make the situation any worse.
I don't know, man. Brock just headbutted a guy and then threw 2 grenades. So, like,
That's fair.
their fighting's happening.
Is there one that's like really close to Brock?
The closest one to Brock would be the leader, but I would say that you wouldn't be able to reach him. You'd be able to reach, like, the grunts or the lieutenants.
Or I could use that, insane power I have now to, like, illusion pain.
You can, yeah. I was saying, yeah, you can move and then do that.
Because, I'm going to try and stay more hidden. I'm going to move closer.
Okay.
Full movement speed, so I'm not all the way. And then, am I close enough to do to the leader the pain thing?
You can try it, yeah.
So it's DC 25.
All right, so that's just, and what is it target? Is it will?
Will, yeah.
Unfortunately, with a 32, that doesn't seem to do anything.
Well, fuck me. Does he react to that at all? Is he confused?
Yeah, you see him react to it, like he kind of twitches a little bit, and then he's kind of like turning around. He looks towards Meg, and then he looks away, like kind of in your direction, but not at you.
Quick, flip him the bird while he can't see it.
Oh, I've been doing that the whole time. Yeah, fuck yeah.
What was he imagining he was feeling, basically?
Being caught on fire.
He sees the flames, and he kind of tries to wipe them away, and then he realizes that they're not really there, and he's, again, kind of looking around. All right, so you've moved, you've attacked. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
I think that's gonna be it.
This intel drop is brought to you by Pope Brandon Brownson's latest album, Disassociation. While the public didn't become aware of the wider world of superheroes until the early 2000s, extraordinary people have stepped up as protectors throughout the ages. The Nuclear family are the premier superhero team in San Francisco, having been operating in the shadows since the 80s. Nate and Nora Nuclear were already married when Nora was fused with an alien endoskeleton, the incident also activating latent post-human abilities. Nate, a journalist, took it upon himself to start documenting other unusual phenomena. When Nora revealed her abilities to her thrill-seeking younger brother Gage, he revealed he also had manifested post-human speedster abilities. The two conferred with their scientist friend Archie, who saw their abilities as the next stage in human evolution. When the pair decided to team up to defend the city, he joined them, using his inventor skills to help match their superpowers. The group would go on to defend San Francisco from the shadows, and even eventually expand to Blackbrush, California. Nate and Nora would also go on to have children who would join the crusade. But that's a story for another time. This intel drop is brought to you by Pope Brandon Brownson's latest album, Disassociation. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you prefer to stream quality tunes.
Inside the van, Hornet is looking at you and Yardak.
We can't just hide in here. All those fucking guys just came out. They're gonna need our help.
Like, their attention is on them now, right?
Their attention is on primarily Lazerhawk, it seems, right now.
They don't fucking know I'm there.
Yeah, and for the moment, you're hidden as well until you exit the van.
Okay, so I admit, my bad. I got excited when he headbutted the guy. Sorry. But they're distracted by him now. We gotta get over there and flank them and then fucking strike them when they try some shit.
Agreed. But the second we leave the van, we're going to lose our invisibility.
Exit out the other side, stay low, and move as quick as you can.
And Yardamo nods in agreement, so roll a stealth check, Yardak.
Not bad, not bad. 23.
All right. For the moment, you seem to be hidden as you kind of like rush between bushes and things like that to try to get around him a little bit. Ruby's kind of been making a beeline like towards the fight, and you're kind of making your way around it.
Mm-hmm. What is that? She's going diameter, we're going circumference.
Exactly. That being said, roll your initiative next. Get added to the combat.
Okay. 10, 9, 19.
We're back up at the top of the initiative with the leader.
Oh, great.
Having been momentarily distracted by Ruby's attack, now refocuses his energy on you, Lazerhawk, and goes to stab at you again.
Awesome. Love that for me.
Back away. There's still the opportunity to do this peacefully.
Same to you, fucko.
Fuck-a-doodle-do. That's a nat 20.
God damn it.
32 definitely hits. Brock, if you could roll a toughness check. DC 32.
I got a 27.
Hey, that's pretty good. So you're just going to take another -1 as he slashes across you again, and you're barely getting out of the way. This one grazes your forearm. Meanwhile, the 4 lieutenants kind of restabilize themselves, and they've now surrounded Meg. The grunt characters start firing at you. I'm going to do this as just one big attack.
I get why the squishy one's hiding. Where the fuck is everyone else?
So that definitely hits because I rolled a 19.
I'm trying.
You're the squishy one. I rolled a 25. Or I got 25.
So you're going to take another -1 as these guys all begin just a focused fire. 16 guys just laying fire. And you're dodging out of the way of some of them, but other ones are grazing you. Like one of them hits you on that forearm. Another one hits you in the shoulder. And Meg just goes, Brock!
I did not get out of my rack to have a fucking gun kill me.
And now it's Meg's turn, and these 4 guys are surrounding her. She immediately hoists herself up on just one leg, turning her other leg into a tentacle to wrap around one of the lieutenants, and the other 2 hands reach out to 2 of the other lieutenants. See how she does.
You know, I'm starting to think every dude alien is a dick.
Naren Betris was a dude.
Fuck him, he never added me on Snapchat.
He reaches out to these 3 lieutenants. 2 of them seem to have resisted it, but that one that had gotten hit really hard by your grenade falls and just begin writhing on the ground, basically.
Oh yeah, babe.
So Meg did that move, and now she's kind of, with the one that fell, she's kind of like backing away towards the fallen one, like over his body to like put some distance between her and the other lieutenants. Now it's Yardak's turn.
All right. Since I'm like on the move, I want to continue to run and then jump and place myself in front of Lazerhawk with like spear at the ready and say, "Leave my fucking friends alone."
Oh, I am so happy that you actually go before me now.
You're side by side with your buddy, defending him and his lady. And Lazerhawk, it's your turn then.
Oh, perfect. This is going to be cool. I'm going to use the fact that Yardak just ran in to distract Dicknut 1 and use the fact that my beautiful paramour is distracting Dick Butts 3 through 5. I'm going to Megasonic Missile some dickwads.
Okay, so are you targeting the grunts or the lieutenants or the leader?
So there are 3 lieutenants and the leader, right?
Correct.
Well, I can hit up to 5 targets. I'll take that -4 all day long.
Alright, roll that attack.
So it's going to be a +7 on all these. Alright. 19, 24, 22, and I have 1 more, right?
Correct.
It's another 22.
Alright, so the 3 lieutenants are going to get hit. A reminder for next turn that Megasonic Missile has a homing feature, so you will get another attack attempt on the leader then.
Wonderful, but let's see how this goes against me.
What's the DC on that?
DC on that is 26. And I gotta roll it on myself after this, right?
Correct. So
Please tell me it knocked him the fuck out. It'll be worth it if it knocked him the fuck out.
So one of them is caught completely by surprise. Boom! He goes flying against the side of his ship. You hear the sound of crack as his head hits the side of it. He goes limp on the ground. The other two are also hit, but seem a little more prepared for it. They look injured. Their clothes are a little, tattered up a bit, but they are not out. Though one looks a little more blasted than the other.
Oh, I guess I should roll against myself before I figure out how I react, huh?
And don't forget, I believe it's resisted by fortitude.
Alright, well, I just rolled a 22. My fortitude plus 10 is a 20.
Minus your -4.
Ah, yes, and that would be a 16.
You're going to take another -1 and you're dazed then.
Love that for me. I don't love that for me.
Visual aid, it's now your turn. You are still invisible for the moment.
Is there anyone close to me?
You're within moving distance, I would say, of at least half the people, including, your friends and such.
We've established I can't really do 2 illusions at a time, right?
You're pushing yourself through the van, and I'm going to say that the van has kind of gone away now.
Yeah, there's no point. How is Megan looking?
Megan is surrounded, but doesn't look injured at all.
Okay.
Nobody's attacked her or anything.
Okay, but I don't want them getting away with her, so I'm going to run up and try and get a couple of them with, my dagger.
Okay, so she is surrounded currently by 2 lieutenants.
I'll just try to attack one. I feel like I might need a hero point for whenever we have to try and take down the big guy.
Yeah, roll that attack check.
So that would be 31.
Okay, that definitely hits. What's the DC on that?
The DC would be 20.
Go to slice at him, and he's like, ah! And he looks injured by it, but he is not out. All right, so you've attacked one of the lieutenants, and you've moved, and you've kind of gotten between Meg and the lieutenants, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right, and it's Hornet's turn, and Hornet rushes forward, kind of seeing that you just slashed that guy, and goes to bash this guy with a zapper of her own. Boom! She clocks this guy across the face, knocking him out, leaving just one of the lieutenants remaining.
Lazerhawk, I didn't come and save you, but I did go and try and save your girlfriend, so...
And then we are back at the top with the leader. Suddenly the leader just goes, I'm sorry that you didn't leave when you had the chance. And he slices his arm across towards all of you. All of you are going to make a will save. And that also includes I missed Yardama earlier.
I feel like we do that every time Yardama is in a fucking fight.
It's fine.
So Yardama and Hornet need to do saves.
22.
24.
Right in between them at 23.
You are all very lucky for a moment. You barely avoid being hit by that. Unfortunately, Hornet and Yardamo are not so lucky.
Oh no.
It looks like you see Hornet, and it's hard to make out, her expression, obviously, with her being in the suit, but she stops, mid-move, and suddenly just, falls to the ground and just says,
I couldn't save her. Oh god, I'm not going to be able to save any of them.
Jesus Christ.
And you see Yardamo kind of fall to his knees. He smashes a fist on the ground and he says, I couldn't save the kingdom. I couldn't. Yardak's going to leave because he knows that I'm not strong enough. And then he just looks overwhelmed with fear and anxiety.
Oh, buddy, in about a half hour, you're going to look just like them going, I couldn't save my ass.
And the final lieutenant reaches out to grab Megan and wraps a tentacle around her.
I forgot they had tentacles.
Remember that they can morph, actually.
Can I use a hero point as a reaction?
What are you trying to do?
Well, I'm close to them, right? I'm invisible right now.
Yeah.
I'm just doing illusionary damage.
What is he feeling when you do this, when you reach out mentally?
I'm trying to make him feel what my friends are feeling right now that are, on the ground.
What's the DC on that?
25.
And you see him, he's reaching towards her, and he almost grabbed her, and then all of a sudden he's just, hyperventilating on the ground.
That I appear and go, surprise, bitch.
He's feeling that same fear and hyperventilates to the point of passing out, knocking out the last of the lieutenants.
I look right at the leader and go, you're not the only one with tricks up your sleeve.
Why are you doing this? Why are you attempting to resist rejoining the harmony? You know what this will do to us if you don't.
Ruben's like, I don't know.
I was about to say, that's a Megan answer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the grunts now, with a bunch of new targets available, start firing at 3 of you. All right, does anybody have a dodge of less than 10 or less?
Nope, that's a 10, baby.
All my shit's 10s across the board.
Mine's 10.
Lazerhawk and Visual Aid are the ones hit. So both of you are going to roll toughness checks. Yardak, you spun your spear around, dispelling some of the laser energy that came at you.
Oh, fuck, that's a -5 now. 18.
Not good.
You're going to take another -1, Lazerhawk.
Oh, gee whiz, fella.
And what about you, Visual?
8 total. I rolled a 4 and I have 4.
Christ. Visual Aid, you are going to take a -1 and you are staggered, meaning you are permanently dazed for the rest of the fight.
Fun, and I used all the hero points.
Ruby, now it's your turn with the coma.
Staggered means that you are also going to move half speed. If you're staggered again, you are knocked out. And it's Meg's turn, who kind of rushes and gets kind of behind you, Lazerhawk.
I kind of do my best to, like, wrap an arm around her in, like, a defensive, I am protecting you position.
She is able to reach out and touch you and remove your daze.
My own personal Jesus. Somebody hear my prayers, somebody cares.
Yardak, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm still standing straight in front of him. How's Yardamo doing?
Yardamo is out of the fight. He has been completely debilitated from his fear.
And I turn to look at Yardamo, and I turn to lock vertical eyes with this fucking guy. That's my fucking boyfriend. And beat the shit out of him with the end of my spear. Like do a spin and just fucking crack him upside the head.
All right, roll that attack check.
Ooh, hold on. 16 plus 12. That's a 28.
28 hits. All right, what's the DC on that?
20 trace.
You bash him in the head, he looks momentarily disoriented and then refocuses his rage on you.
Good.
Yeah, distract him for a minute. I'm gonna sneak up behind him, punch him in the balls.
Are you doing anything else then, Yardak?
Yes, I'm going to do another attack.
So you're going to burn a hero point?
Yeah. So I'm going to do another attack, and I'm going to use my spear again and try to sweep his legs out from underneath of him, take him to the ground.
So are you specifically trying to hurt him, or are you trying to trip him?
Rip it. I was waiting for one of them to, like, nod from me saying that. Nobody did.
No, that's fine.
All right, so a trip is going to have a -2 circumstance penalty.
Okay, but is it still a, my spear attack?
Yeah, I'll let you use the spear for it.
Okay. 27. Oh, then -2, 25.
And then you and I are going to do opposed athletics or acrobatics, whichever is higher.
Oh, they're the same thing. I keep going down by 1. Now it's a 14. Plus 7, 21.
You sweep under his legs and trip him, and he looks again disoriented and rageful, as he just doesn't seem to understand, like, why you are all fighting him so hard on this.
Can you accept no as a fucking answer?
I mean, seriously.
Just got to Earth right now and you're already fitting in with the men here.
I was given a mission to bring her back. I cannot fail my mission.
Oh my god, does her opinion mean fucking nothing? Jesus Christ.
Can I roll a persuasion check?
It is your turn, actually.
Neat. So I rolled a 23 on a persuasion check. I would like to respond to his last comment with, Soldier, you ever considered the, maybe not human element of your mission, but you ever think about the other side of what you're doing?
I'm keeping my society stable.
Societies eventually need to evolve, brother.
I rolled a nat 20.
I guess I punched him in the dick. Statistically, everyone who I punched in the dick, I've gone on to defeat. It really is my most powerful attack. It has a higher success rate than Megasonic Missile.
Actually, no, you have the Megasonic Missile. That comes back around.
Oh god, that would be amazing if it hit him right after he decided no.
Yeah, so that fails. So you have to roll the attack check again, but it counts as a free action this time.
Cool. Yeah, 20, baby. Yeah, fucking 20 for a 31 altogether.
All right, so what's the DC on that then?
So that's gonna be a 31.
He was on the ground, so it just smashes down upon him on the ground, hitting him in the stomach as this smoke and laser energy just kind of wafts off of him.
And I've still got all my shit that I can do, right?
Yeah.
So I want to jump up and kind of do like an arcing stomp. A solar stomp, if you will.
Go for it.
7, so that's an unnatural 20.
All right, that hits. What's the DC on that?
That is going to be a 25.
Boom. You slam down on him and he lets out a huh! And his eyes bulge out for a moment from the amount of force. He seems like he's losing his determination, but he's not out yet.
Dude, just get out of here.
Visual aid, it's your turn.
How many people are still up again?
All of the grunts and the leader.
Actually, how close are we to the grunts? Would I be able to get up close to them just to do razzle dazzle on them as a group?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because they keep shooting us, so I'd rather just take their sight away.
What's the DC on that?
The DC is 19.
And it's will, right?
Yes.
Because you've been attacking the leaders and whatnot, I say they weren't really expecting you to turn on them as you whip around and let out this bright ray of dazzling energy, and you have now blinded about half of them.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Half of them are defenseless then for actual attacks. Back up at the top with the leader, who is struggling to get himself back up, and he stands up and he goes, I understand your hesitation. I understand your desire, but I can't let you stay away knowing what it's going to do to our people. And I don't understand why you can either. And Meg looks at you, Lazerhawk, and she says, I think he's right. Look at how much fighting this has already caused. I don't want to go, but I know that he's not wrong about what this will do.
I don't want to lose you too.
Come with me.
Meg and I have a family here.
If my visions are right, we'll come back.
I need to see my family before I make any decision.
And the leader looks towards her and goes, I don't know if he'll be allowed to join you. And she says, if he's allowed, I'll come without issue.
I'll be back.
You have 1 hour.
And I bolt away.
What are the rest of you doing back at this battleground? When this happens, the leader waves his hand and Yaradamo and Hornet come back to their senses. You fought valiantly.
We care about our people.
Yeah, we fight for something that means something.
I can see that, and I can respect it. And Hornet has kind of like gotten back onto her feet and kind of like leans on you, Ruby.
I put my armor on Hornet and I go, my powers aren't the same as yours. I can't just fix him. And I point out the guy I heard earlier. The guy I made feel the pain that they were feeling.
Meg reaches forward and puts a hand on Hornet. She seems to calm down a bit. Same with Yardamo. Yardamo kind of wraps his arms around you, Yardak.
I put my arm around him and bring him in after whatever the fuck horrific shit he's seen. And I turn to What's-His-Nuts and say, you see, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
And he cocks his head to the side. What are flies? And now we're going to pop over to Lazerhawk.
As I approach the hut on my communicator thing, I kind of let the boy know, I'm unlocking the place. It's safe.
And the door's open, and you come through the door, and Carl kind of throws his arms around you and goes, oh man, that fight was looking rough.
Tell me about it, kid. So how much of that did you catch that I'm assuming you were listening in?
Oh, I couldn't hear anything. I could only see. They gave up?
Ish. And I kind of turned to Bev. We need to sit down and talk. As a family.
And Carl sits down on the couch, and Bev kind of leans against the wall, crosses her arm as she was listening in.
I have promised you both separately that I would not make any big life decisions without consulting you. So we've come to a bit of a stalemate. They won't leave without Megan, and she won't leave without me. She's had visions that suggest that we spend time here, but it's looking like the easiest way for me to resolve this is... Jesus Christ, what is my life? Gonna be to go to space for a little while.
And Bev goes, Brock, is that you want to be with her?
Part of it's that I want to be with her. Part of it's that I kind of want these aliens to not go to war with us. I don't want to leave you two again, but I don't know what else to do right now.
And Carl wraps his arms around you and just says, just promise me You'll do what you can to come back, and that we'll be together at some point.
I would not rest until we're together again, boy. You weren't exactly around for this, but I kind of crossed time and space for you once. I'd do it again.
Someone's got to teach me to drive, and I know Mom doesn't want to.
Well, thankfully, you've got a number of aunties and uncles here who are going to be taking care of you. Now, Rumi and Yardak are going to be around for a while, so...
And he looks over to the other side, and I'll take good care of Cafe and Bodega.
I know you will. That's why I'm leaving you the key to this place. After I lock down at least a couple of things. You know what? I can send Kid a text about that.
Bev goes, listen, this isn't like the last time. You're not dashing off without talking to anybody. You're not dashing off on a mission of vengeance. You're moving towards something, Brock.
I still feel bad that I'm leaving you to do this alone again, Bev.
I've got this. This time Carl at least understands why. And she kind of reaches over and kind of gives you a hug as well.
I, squeeze a little extra tight in that embrace.
Carl jumps in too for a group hug.
I hold that for as long as I can.
And also the dogs have run over and they're kind of like pulling at the three of you.
It's no longer a laser hut. It's a laser home.
The two of them let go of you and take a step back.
I got one last phone call to make, and then, I guess we're off to see what else is out there for a while.
Take some pictures, Brock.
The second I can find a way to, I will be sending you both so many fucking pictures. I walk out to the dock to take a look at the sea on Earth one last time as I make one last phone call.
Who are you calling?
Kraken.
Unfortunately, it goes to voicemail.
Kraken, I'm gonna be off planet for a while. I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for me. I guess that's about it. And I hang up, and I fly off.
Alright, and you land back with the group, and Hornet and Yardamo are both, when you left, they were still on the ground, they look back to normal. Hornet runs up and gives you a hug as well. And you can see at this point, while you were gone, they've patched up the ships, and they've gotten the grunts all back together, and they're taking them into their various ships and loading back in, leaving just Meg and the leader.
I walk up to everyone and say, well, it's settled. We're going.
I run up and hug Brock.
I return the embrace.
Better at least try to get back from my wedding.
I'll do what I can. I don't know how long I'm gonna have to work here before I get leave.
That's fair. Will there be a way to call him?
Meg looks at you and says there's an app on the Lazerhawk computer that might be able to send a piggyback signal, but I don't know how long it would take to get out to us the further away we go.
Yeah, it can be like one of those old books you're always telling your kid about, with writing letters.
And then Yardamo and I walk up to him, and then we each take a hand separately and put it on each shoulder, and then bring him into a duo hug and say, don't worry, we'll take care of things down here.
I know you will, otherwise I wouldn't be going. Turn to face my team, and I, kinda not really making eye contact with anyone in particular. I can't exactly say that every day here has been the best of my life, but this has definitely been the most stable point in my life in a very long time, and I'm a better person for the time I spent with you two. I'm a better person for the time I spent in Riverside. Fingers crossed, this isn't goodbye forever. Just, see it on the road,
You better come back one day, and I go for another hug.
I cling on like it's the last time I'll ever see her, just in case.
And when you let go of that hug, Megan reaches out and takes your hand.
I look at Megan and go, take care of him for us.
I'm going to take care of him for me, but also for you. And she squeezes your hand, Brock, as the leader has now, walked back onto the ship and is awaiting for you.
I, look up at him and kind of, do the whole, head nod thing and say, hey, big guy.
And he looks towards you.
Remember that time I fucked your shit up right here? You used to let something happen to my boy here. It'll happen again.
Agreed.
And he cocks what you would assume is a smile and nods back at you as Meg and Brock walk onto the ship.
I look up at him. He's not even the one you should be worried about. Let me tell you about Alpha sometime.
As you're saying that is when, the grates begin to close. You realize once you're inside the ship that even though it's solid from the outside, much of it is translucent on the side so you can see through it.
Huh.
And a lot of you watch as the ship just begins to glidingly, almost effortlessly raise into the sky. And Brock, as you're looking out, you see your friends getting further away, and then you see the horizon of Riverside City, and eventually the curvature of the Earth before there's a brief moment where you see the moon and the stars before the ship flies away.
Chapter 83 Matters of the Heart and Stars.
Masks and Mayhem uses the game Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition by our friends at Green Ronin Publishing. Check out the link in the show notes to get your own copy of the game. You can also help support us by making a one-time donation or becoming a monthly member through our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/mayhemcast. The episode was written, produced, and sent to a brand new place by myself, R.C. Byler, with production assistance by Brandon Brownson. Our logo art is by Jenn Evans, and our font is by AJ Eisen. Our theme music is by Pope Brandon Brownson. Additional social media links, blog posts, and episodes can be found on our website at masksandmayhem.com.
Back at the laser hut, Carl is playing with the dogs when suddenly he hears a ta-ding, and he goes over to the laser hut computer and he's looking at it. This new email that came in says, from Kit Deckard, subject, update, Regina Brown case.